Here's another idea. A person that's 25, 30, going to a lifestyle party, very attractive, perfect everything, is going to get one response to the lifestyle. A person who is 30, 35, 40, a little bit more of a parent bod, they're going to get another reaction in the lifestyle. Somebody who's 50 and 60 and 70, they're going to get a different response in the lifestyle. We just went to a meet and greet. It was great. I mean, the people were great. But our response was different. We were on the thinner side for most of them, and then the younger ones kind of cropped around our table because we're just a happy bunch, I guess. So you're going to have different responses to your age, to your weight, to your size, to your attitude. It was an open meet and greet, so there were people there that were into S&M and some stuff, and it was in a public place, so it didn't get too rowdy, although the good advice about swinging parties is wait for the first couple of drinks have gone down, these people, before you really engage too much. And that has to do with some people drink to relax or whatever. I didn't drink at all. I was a designated driver, so I didn't drink. And my wife had a little bit, but she sobers up real quick. She didn't really drink that much. So we were pretty much sober through the whole thing. And it was fun to watch other people get drunk, but and be sexually open. My wife did say, it's great to be in a group of people that are like us, that are similar to us in our belief systems about sex and marriage. And they were all happily married. None of them were unhappily married. So it's a good point to think about who you are. If you're in your 40s and you're starting out newbies, one, I'm telling you the crap out there that's in AI right now is false. It's not true. Half of it's not true. It was written in an article 20 years ago by a 20-year-old who was gorgeous. I was watching this one series of videos, and she was beautiful. And she's going and having all this fun, and she's saying how great the parties are and how fun they were and how, and blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, because that's what you look like. Then years later, I saw another one where the woman was just negative about swinging party. All these people were nasty and blah, blah, blah. And, and that's an opposite point of view. The person was like 300 pounds, it's an opposite point of view to lifestyle is great. But the reality of lifestyles, it's in the middle. And that's something AI can't tell you. The people who are producing these videos can't tell you. You have to have the real experience of the lifestyle to understand. And you shouldn't be advising people as newbies if you don't have some basics down. Some basics understood. And AI, it's fun. It's ironic. They're doing videos about sex and swinging, but they can't have sex and they can't swing. So you're taking advice from an idiot. Think, is the advice you're getting from a human? Is it from a human that's ever been in a lifestyle? Is it a human that understands what it's like to be a swinger? It is a lifestyle, but it's also philosophy. It's also sex. It's also a little bit of humility if you do it really well. And it's fun. It's very enjoyable. Things that AIs can't do. And the quotes are from these institutional documents or from these weird magazines that don't really tell the story, that don't have understanding behind what it's saying. And I said that earlier, but I'm going to say this one more time, this differently. Jealousy. It's 100% true. You're going to be jealous of one person or another. Now, how does that jealousy come out? Yeah, jealousy can come out as anger towards yourself, anger towards the relationship, anger towards your opposite spouse. It can come out as fear for you, fear that you're not in a good relationship and that this is the ramifications. You question yourself, are you good enough? Huge amounts of a battery of different emotions that are possible, and us English-speaking people just simply call it jealousy, which doesn't seem to do it justice, but it's totally 100% normal. And so be careful who you get advice from. These videos are just stupid. Some of them, and they're fake, and they're obviously done by AI. Maybe all of us should just start looking for signs that a human being had production over it or had a response over it. Another example of being careful as Americans is in an age where there are anti-sexual differences, answering questions on medical flyers or medical processes might be not in your best interest. For example, so when you go to a doctor, you fill out this questionnaire, they put the information in, and they get an algorithm, sits there and figures out the most likely problems. That sounds good, but each individual is different. Everybody's eating habits are different. Everybody's exercise habits are different. Stress levels are different. So it really is it can lead the doctor on a false path. You have to be really smart to figure out that this is an individual that you're talking to and ask the right questions. That's a good doctor. But the information leads them down the path. I had, I've had an example where you sat down and asked you sexual orientation. So how do you explain swinging on that application? I would just say monogamous and straight. Personally, I'm not an expert, but you don't want them going down that path. If you have a concern about STDs or other things where you just want to be tested, tell the doctor, look, I just want to be tested. You don't have to explain why. You don't have to give them any information. You just say, I want to be tested. But if you do put all that information down, or the doctor does, and you can ask the doctor, I asked the doctor, look, I don't want this information on the records. I've been tested. I'm negative. But I don't want it on the records. And he said, yeah, I can order it and take it off your records. And later I checked and they did. He was a she, I'm sorry. The first doctor was a she. But my point is that we got to be more careful. Americans have to be more careful about what information they give out. I give you an example of 23andMe and how that was really a stupid idea to have that tested. People were curious, they had a lot of fun, and they found relatives, and that's wonderful. But where's that information now? So, and everything's hacked. So anything you put anywhere is hacked. It's the reality of life. So if there are real consequences of these companies for being hacked, I wonder if there'd be more careful. But anyway, and there's laws to protect your health information, HIPAA and some others. So I just wanted to say that we need to be less naive as Americans, especially swingers. They shouldn't be so stupid. Sometimes it's like, God, just don't do that, And so, okay, thank you.